Coming up on Texas Parks and Wildlife.
Habitat is extremely important to all forms of wildlife, and every body of water that is prolific has an abundance of cover and habitat.
Once you learn to appreciate them, that's when you'll take care of them, and that's when the battle's won.
I don't think we'll ever say we've accomplished our job. I think we can say we're fighting to do our job every day.
Texas Parks and Wildlife, a television series for all outdoors.
This series is funded in part by a grant from the Wildlife and Sportfish Restoration Program. Through your purchase of hunting and fishing equipment and motorboat fuels, over $40 million in conservation efforts are funded in Texas each year.
Additional funding provided by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.
These are the colonial water birds of the Texas Gulf Coast. Just a few miles away, these are the birds of Cliff Moss Village.
I see crows, I see all the doves, I see bats at night.
And this is Joe. He keeps track of the birds here.
Some right there on top of the roof.
It's a lot of walking, but Joe makes his rounds every day.
There's a bird nest right there.
Oh, yeah. They're all up in these trees.
This is Ken Rice. He's a biologist with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service.
Let's see. Where are they at?
There's one right there.
Oh, yeah. I see it. You found them over here? Wow.
One day I was walking and I looked back here and there was just birds flying inside the couch, and they'll go behind it for some shade. And
I think they're probably getting nesting material out of here.
they got some of this wood for their nest. Some of this too. But I think they'll put this around their nest inside.
Makes it easier for them when they lay their eggs, huh?
Yeah, softer. We got some laser shark. We got some more things for the hook.
A few times a month, Joe goes fishing with his dad.
Mostly everything that he knows, I taught him.
This is a 1.5. That's a 1.
How to cast the net, how to hook the shrimp, how to put the bait on. You know, that's how he learned. He was a little baby, he learned everything, so. He likes animals. He likes to see, like, he asks questions. He's good at that.
But Joe's own experience with nature has always ended at these piers. He's never seen the other world that's just out of his reach.
There's I think a dolphin one like that.
Did you see a dolphin, Joe?
See him?
There he is, isn't he?
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh, did you see that fish jump? Look at there.
And that's where Ken Rice comes in.
Whoa. Dude, the birds over there, look. There's a pink one. Dude, this looks awesome.
Right, so that's the pelican?
Joe is here with 4 other boys from Cliff Moss Village.
Ah, they're cool.
And it's the first time for any of them to see a rookery island.
That's a baby chick right in here. See the baby chick?
God, look.
Ken does around 50 of these trips each year.
Dump it in here, Rain. Let's take a look and see.
A crash course in the stewardship of our coastal environment.
Fish are very similar to the birds. They need.
I have a real love for the outdoors, and I like to share that with others. Going out in there and seeing a mullet jumping and crabs and shrimp and all the birds.
This is a big squid, and we're going to take a look at it too.
Oh, that's bad.
Once you learn to appreciate them, that's when you'll take care of them, and that's when the battle's won.
Okay, if there's ink, can the fishes die?
No, not so much. They release the ink so that they can get away. I knew that he'd do that. He got a beak on him, so you got to be very careful, guys. This is his beak right here.
It hurts.
And he pulls it in, and he will bite you. It's like a parrot. See how you drew a little bit of blood?
I know how they go. Just read their swim when they go up, and they'll follow you.
Joe's got an advantage where he has a father that has an interest in fishing, and he's just taking it one step further. So he's now moving into the birds and tying that association of the fish and the food source and everything to the birds, and taking the appreciation and the beauty of the whole environment.
Ken has a good reason for bringing kids like Joe out here. You see, the long-term survival of these birds is very much up in the air. And the greatest threat comes not from pollution or erosion, but from simple human contact. Because as our population continues to grow, we're encroaching more and more on the few nesting islands the birds have left.
I think the biggest challenge we face is over the years, the boating public has increased to the point where you have people out there every day of the week. The more people you have, the more traffic you're going to have there. So it presents a challenge just keeping them educated about the fact that nesting birds are there. I honestly think most people that disturb nesting birds don't realize what they're doing. It's just unintentional, and once they're aware of the fact that they're creating a problem for the birds, they're more than happy to move on.
The problem is, when the birds are disturbed, they move off their nest, leaving the eggs exposed to predation and to heat. In as little as 3 minutes, that egg will literally cook, and the chick inside will die. If the birds are disturbed or stressed on a regular basis, they're apt to permanently abandon their nesting site in search of a safer place to raise their young.
And then you have all these different islands in here that are really valuable nesting sites.
One of the most powerful tools available to avian biologists is the Texas Natural Diversity Database, which tracks colonial nesting sites and their sensitivity to disturbance.
If they don't have a place to nest, all the other parts of their life can be there. But if that nesting site isn't there, if they don't have a safe place to raise their young, or if we're constantly scaring them off their nests, then they're not going to be there no matter how much food is there.
But the message to keep away from the birds isn't getting out as quickly as some would like.
These days, there's hardly a day I've come out here that I don't see something like this somewhere. We go on as we are, and these islands all get disturbed, and that just increases over time with more and more people here. We're going to end up with islands with nothing but gulls, and eventually even those are going to go away. People just aren't getting the message and not staying away from the islands, and something has to be done.
So with a little bit of help or protection, and we call that stewardship, we try to take care of these things. Who wants to hold the stone crab?
And that brings us back to Ken Rice, planting seeds that will sprout the next generation of stewards.
If we want to protect the environment, it's up to us as individuals. And the way to go about doing this is through education. We need to find time for kids to just fully experience and look at the intricacies of nature. That's when the stewardship comes. It's the thought that turns to action.
And that lesson is a powerful one, especially when you can see it for yourself. Just remember, to keep your distance.
Oh, that's cool.
You see my grin? That says that I'm doing something I love to do. Friends, fish, and fun. Back in the mid to late 60s, I had a guy that worked for me that said that he'd like to go fishing. I said, man, I don't know nothing about fishing. Never been fishing a day in my life. He said, let's go out here and I'll show you. We went out and sat on the side of a bridge embankment at Lake Houston, and we fished all day, never caught a fish. I said, there's got to be more to fishing than this. A couple of years later, a friend of mine said, let's go up to Sam Rayburn. We went up and we caught a lot of fish on topwater baits. And we waxed them. She's legal, not big, but legal. To me, that's beautiful. Gonna put her back to where she lived.
Big Ed is Big Ed. You know, let's put it this way, you're not gonna miss him in a crowd. In my years with the Parks and Wildlife, we traveled all over the state, meeting with fishermen and anglers and organizations to talk about issues. And it didn't matter where we were. There was one person that was almost always there, and that was Ed Parten.
He dedicates so much time and effort to fishing. It's his passion.
The size limit back in the 80s was probably the most controversial thing that we proposed. And Ed was a big supporter.
Back when I started bass fishing in the late 60s, we had a very liberal possession limit and no size limit, and we felt that a resource was being depleted. You could hire a guide on Toledo Bend, 2 people in a boat, and they could catch 45 fish, go in at noon, clean those fish, and go back out and catch another 45 fish. And a lot of those would be 9, 10, 11, 12-inch fish.
I can remember tournaments where fish were piled up, hundreds and hundreds, you know, being thrown away. And of course, catch and release was not a real popular thing.
We worked with Parks and Wildlife, and in '86, we have a premier catch and release program and a 5-fish, 14-inch minimum length limit on most lakes throughout the state of Texas. I'm convinced that that has made Texas one of the #1 premier bass lakes in the nation. Another thing that we're real proud of is the $5 fish stamp. We worked hard to figure out what would be accepted by the legislators and what Parks and Wildlife would go along with.
We needed some anglers to come and testify in front of the legislature to support what we were trying to do, and we could always depend on Ed.
And we ended up with a freshwater stamp that was basically designed to help build new fish hatcheries, repair fish hatcheries, and to stock fish where we had kids or elderly or physically challenged people. But I think somewhere close to $50 million has been generated through that $5 stamp. Habitat is extremely important in all forms of wildlife, and every body of water that is prolific has an abundance of cover and habitat. And we, TBBU, TABC, was one of the first group of people through both organizations that started native grass plantings. And we worked with some brilliant people that knew a lot about native grasses and what would and wouldn't grow, and what an asset it has been. Aquatic vegetation helps purify water. It helps prevent erosion. It helps filter siltation.
6 or 7 years ago, several of us recognized the fact that if we don't have some youth involved in this thing, our sport's going to go away. I mean, look at us. We're all getting old.
No, he's a big one.
Ed realized that and has really pushed to be involved with youth stuff. TABC has ran a couple of years of youth tournaments, and it's all because of what he's done.
We helped build fish hatchery at Athens, have marked river channels on Lake Livingston, and of course the handicap piers that we built, we're very, very proud of.
Cool.
But there's still a lot for us to do. I always remember what Rick Lund said. If you enjoy the sport of bass fishing, you're obligated to give back. And I don't ever want to forget that.
Should have seen it last time.
His shirt may say police.
How far up we want to go, all the way?
But this officer is more specifically a Texas Parks and Wildlife Game Warden, patrolling the Houston Chip Channel as part of the Texas Environmental Crimes Task Force.
Who better to protect the natural resources than state game wardens?
We're going down channel.
10-4. Pollution patrol is not typical work for most game wardens, but the threat to fish and wildlife from polluters is every bit as real as from poachers. And those who illegally foul our air and water endanger human safety as well.
The city of Houston is constantly having to put out fishing bans because of some of these toxins that are getting into the ship channel, and that's what we're there to try to prevent. It smells nasty. Of course, everything out here smells nasty.
Along with local law enforcement, the FBI, EPA, TCEQ, and an alphabet soup of other agencies,
Discharges.
a select few specially trained game wardens are helping keep our waterways safe by catching environmental lawbreakers.
I think we have job security. We could use a few more of us as well, you know, because there's enough work out there.
Environmental law enforcement can be an exciting field, but every day in the field is not always exciting. Stakeouts are a necessary part of documenting illegal activities.
We do so much documentation now with live video, digital cameras and things like that. You just can't leave the house without it. It's a very hot day. You just got to have patience and a little bit of perseverance. We've had a long-term surveillance on this particular site in front of us. They're using it to dump wastewater treatment sludge. They have a permit to be out here, except they're not following the permit guidelines. It's an upper end of a watershed, sometimes 10 trucks coming out here a day. Multiply that by 8,000 gallons, that's enough to make a river roll on its own. It's making pollution, contacting public waters, so we're concerned about that.
119.0.
Of course, some kinds of surveillance are more exciting than others.
We had a flight operation this morning which was geared for surveillance photos, and the helicopter was the best platform to use. The facility that we flew over today, they're under investigation for unauthorized discharges, basically polluting, and it's impacting our waters. We can do a lot of things from the ground, but we would have never been able to get a total layout of the facility otherwise to see what kind of activity they had going on there.
Regardless of how they are gathered, videotapes and photographs are critical tools for investigators and prosecutors. Environmental Crimes Unit Captain Marvin Temez reviews video evidence from past cases.
We are now on top of the barge.
What you're looking at here is a discharge of water from a cleaning operation on the barge. In this instance, they're illegally discharging it into the Houston Chip Channel. Could be hazardous. It is most definitely a pollutant. Here they discovered a sandblasting operation in progress without the proper shrouding in place in order to contain all the paint and rust that's coming off the side of that barge.
That can't go into the water.
Landfill dump site. Apparently a landowner with an empty city lot was accepting garbage from people for pay. Unfortunately, that construction debris, although wrong to bury it in the first place, also contained asbestos.
You can see the asbestos fiber bundle sticking out of it.
To operate a legal landfill, you need permits from the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. just cannot dig a hole and bury your garbage in.
You also can't dump trash, burn hazardous materials, and contaminate a river. But that's exactly what's happening here on the outskirts of Austin.
There's another pile right there. What a mess.
Investigators are especially concerned about these charred remnants of telephone and electrical wire.
They're burning the plastic off so they can get to the copper wire. And in these ash piles, we have large amounts of contaminants, hazardous levels of lead.
To the left just a little bit.
Once again, a video camera seems the best way to catch their polluter.
Is that good?
In the act.
That's good.
I got a feeling he'll do something this weekend.
I think we're in good shape. I think that's concealed enough. These aren't your tracks, are they?
Some detective work yields other clues. In all the debris, receipts are found that may identify their suspect.
This is probably the most current lead that we have found.
They're going to leave evidence behind, and that's actually the case here. That helps.
Could be a break, huh? That could be.
A break.
.383 west.
Back on the Houston Ship Channel,
It's foamy and brown.
something suspicious has been spotted.
I think we might want to look at it.
We found one discharge point of a facility and took some samples. That'll go back to our laboratory, and there may not be any kind of violation, which is good. That's what we hope for. Good job. High visibility, it makes a difference. That's the goal here, just to make sure that people know that we're going to be out looking for polluters, whether it's individuals or facilities. If there's a way that we can prevent it, that's a good accomplishment. Then hopefully one day the signs can come down.
Meanwhile, along the Colorado River, all signs point to one suspect, identified by those receipts.
We're getting close. This person, he's been arrested down here before. The exact same thing as 5 years ago. So that's something else that led us to this individual.
I think two's enough, Danny, or you want to get three? We got an actual ID. We knew them. We had a face, a name.
Today's April 27th.
We just needed to get on his trail.
Appears to be some cable. Started some surveillance. We found fresh evidence at the residence that he was staying at the time. Got a taxi cab that afternoon, went back, sold another couple $100 worth.
There he is.
We have been going to the recyclers and trying to find out any updates. And lo and behold, this last Saturday, we have photographic evidence of a van coming down here with wire, burning it. So now we're just a day or so behind this guy.
That's definitely him.
This is just one guy doing one thing in one town that has a tremendous impact on our water quality.
Okay, that's to cool it off. There he goes.
The threat is real, and the evidence clear. Within weeks, the wire burner is caught red-handed.
We got him. It's satisfying when you see a whole team come together. It just shows that the task force works.
At this time, Mr. Parker, I am going to accept the state's plea bargain agreement that you've entered into with them, and I at this time do accept your guilty plea. At this time, sir, I do sentence you to 6 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division.
Because he was a career criminal, we're happy with the results. The threat to the Colorado has been minimized, but where he stops, somebody else begins.
Your main goal is to get it cleaned up.
Even after extensive cleanup, this land along the Colorado may never be the same. But the men and women of the Texas Environmental Enforcement Task Force will continue striving to stop and prevent illegal pollution. And that is comforting, in spite of the odds.
My motivation is knowing that I'm making a difference. We hope we're preserving the water. We hope we're preserving the wildlife and the habitat for years to come.
This series is funded in part by a grant from the Wildlife and Sport Fish Restoration Program. Through your purchase of hunting and fishing equipment and motorboat fuels, over $40 million in conservation efforts are funded in Texas each year.
Additional funding provided by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.